Sorry, I had to look at the clock. I don't know what fucking time it is. Anyways, so today's video is gonna be kind of going off my last video, which I will be putting right here, so you guys can watch that one as well. But today's video is gonna be pretty much all about C4, Cellucor's pre-workout. I actually talked about this a little bit in my last video and kind of what I thought about it, but today's video I kind of want to give like a full-on review of this pre-workout and maybe even do Cellucor as a whole in another video. This paper is what I'm gonna say. But anyways, so if you didn't know, I worked with Cellucor for about 4 or 5 months as a ambassador / athlete. So I pretty much use all their supplements, but like I said, we're just gonna be going off their pre-workout today. So I actually have C4 Ultimate right here. Now, C4 was actually the first pre-workout I ever used back in the day. I was probably about 12 or 13, and the C4 back in that day was a double scoop. So there was powder down here and there was powder up here by the lid. If you guys remember it, it was no joke. I actually loved it back then. I'm pretty sure it was close to like the Jack 3D type situation, but it was great. Today's C4, I cannot say the same. So C4 has been around for a long time. Cellucor has been around for a long time. And you know, it evolves over time. The ingredients evolve over time. They have to keep up with the competition. And I almost hate to say that because that's honestly what kills a lot of supplements, is keeping up with the competition. And that's kind of like the downfall of C4 for me, is it almost became more of a beginner's type pre-workout than it did like evolve into an advanced athlete type pre-workout. And once I started upping the caffeine, that was kind of the downfall for me, because I'm not a huge stem pre-workout type guy. It'll mess with my stomach too much. And then all the ingredients they put in, it's just no reason for it. And I feel like it just looks cool. You know, you like look at the back, you're like, whoa, look at all these huge names on this container. And then in reality, a lot of them either do nothing or they just make the pre-workout even worse. And you know, it's sad, but like I said, it's kind of just the evolution of pre-workout. So my experience with Cellucor when I worked with them was actually really good. They were super nice people. But in that time, I tried pretty much all their pre-workout. I tried C4 Ultimate, I tried regular C4, I tried their C4 Shred, their C4 Ripped, all that kind of stuff. So today, I will actually just go off of C4 Ultimate to try to just make it easier. So C4 Ultimate is their ultimate pre-workout in that regard. The caffeine intake on this is 300. Everything else is about the same. It has L-citrulline. So it has nitric oxide in it. And you know, it just has a lot of crap, to be honest. You just like look at it and it's just crap. But anyway, so I loved C4 back in the day. Like I said, so when I got to work with them, I was super excited, all that kind of stuff. But when I tried C4 again, because you know, I was like, I'm gonna try the C4 Ultimate. That's their ultimate pre-workout, why not? So I'll start with the taste. This one is actually Icy Blue Raz. The taste is not horrible. I've had really bad pre-workouts in my lifetime. So I will actually give this like a 7 out of 10 for the taste. Not too bad. It also depends if you dry scoop or just put in your drink or whatever. But like I said, not too bad. As for working in the gym, I would honestly give this like a 4 out of 10. And you know, I hate to say it because like I said, this was the first pre-workout I ever used when I first started working out. And it's just sad because back then I probably would have gave it like a 10 out of 10. But you know, I almost wonder like if back then I even knew what I was taking type thing because it was so long ago. So, you know, I don't know. Nowadays I kind of do know. But like I said, I'd give it a 4 out of 10. The problem with the Ultimate is, and this is for me, could be for you, could not be for you. But anyways, the caffeine and all the other ingredients, I'll take it and about 10 to 20 minutes later, I'll feel the tingles and all that kind of stuff, but my stomach will get so fucked up. And I mean, back in the day, you take C4 and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna have to get to the gym and take a shit now and all this stuff, the tingles. Nowadays, I take this C4 and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna get to the gym, have to take a shit and probably throw up at the same time because my stomach is so messed up. And if you do cardio or anything like high intensity, you're running around, lifting quick, all this stuff, squatting big time, it makes your stomach hurt so bad. The cramps I've gotten are just horrible. And you know, like I said, this is my experience, my opinion, so you can't really take this to heart. I'm gonna have a different feeling about this. Some people might like it more, some people might like it less, some people might feel the same way. But my opinion is it is a beginner pre-workout. And you know, I almost hate to even say that because it's a hard one. It's a hard one to start with, but you know, it's a good one because at least you're starting with something and you can go to the next thing. You're like, okay, they all not like this. Like I said, some people like that high stem thing. I did back in the day too, but nowadays my stomach just cannot handle that kind of stuff. And C4 was always one of those ones that was like, it was gonna destroy your stomach. It was gonna make you fucking tear the toilet up as soon as you got to the gym. But nowadays, I feel like it's one of those ones where it's like, I can't squat, I can't do cardio, I can't do any of this stuff without being scared I'm gonna throw up on the floor because it's just shaking up and down in my stomach, and you know, it's just not good in that aspect. You know, all pre-workouts are gonna evolve over time. Everyone's gonna wanna compete with each other. The caffeine intake has gotten crazy nowadays. There's pre-workouts that have 500 milligrams of caffeine, and it's just gotten ridiculous. They're just throwing so much crap into pre-workout or even supplements these days that just don't need to be there. There's even an app, and if I can find the app and link it on here, I will, that will let you scan supplements and it'll tell you what's good in it, what's bad in it, what's really bad in it. And I'm not gonna lie, if you scan C4, it's a lot of really bad. It's a lot of really bad. Like, I think the rating on the scan, and some people might know what I'm talking about. It's actually for scanning like food and stuff, but you can scan everything. I think the rating for C4 was like 3 out of 10 for health wise, which I mean, no pre-workout's gonna be super healthy, you know, because you're really just putting a ton of caffeine in your body, but it also was showing a lot of ingredients people don't know about that's in the supplement, and it really shows you, like, opens your eyes to what you're taking, and you're like, wow, this isn't cool. And it's, like I said, when I worked with Cellucor, it was really cool, but it's almost kind of like to that point where you're like, man, do they feel bad about kind of doing this kind of stuff? But I'm not going to get into that. That's how I kind of feel about this pre-workout. C4 Ultimate, like I said, I think I gave it a 4 out of 10, which is kind of pushing it for me, to be honest. Like, even if I had no pre-workout, I would not take this. I'm not going to lie. I actually dropped from Cellucor as an athlete because I just couldn't use their stuff. It was just a waste for me, you know? That's what a lot of these young people need to understand. Yeah, it's cool to be sponsored. Yeah, it's all this stuff. You're going to get free supplements, whatever. But you come to realize that once you become sponsored and you have to use this brand, or they start sending you stuff and you use it over time, you honestly start to realize, you're like, wow, this shit sucks. You honestly realize that it's not as good as you remember it being or thought it was once you start taking it every day. And that's why I honestly don't even like to get with a company unless I know I'm going to use their product every day. Because what's the point of getting free supplements if I'm just going to go to Vitamin Shop or some nutrition store and buy a different pre-workout or buy something different because I don't like the company I'm with? Why am I with them? To lie to everyone about how good I think their stuff is? But anyways, like I said, 4 out of 10. The company was great. They were super nice. Other than that, I mean, this is a pretty short video. I just wanted to give my honest review of what I thought about C4 Ultimate. But if you guys want me to do the other ones, I can do those as well and go more into depth. Like I said, the Shred one, there's a lot more difference in the feeling than it is with the Ultimate. And the regular C4, there's a little bit of a difference. But, you know, so I can always go into depth as well if you want. I can honestly do reviews of other supplements if you want. because I've honestly taken probably everything by now. So if there's a supplement you want me to go over, please let me know. I can do it and let you know what I honestly think about it. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And thank you guys. I appreciate you, and stay tuned for the next one. Don't forget.